Hello, my name is Casey Parkin and I'm the sales manager at Porsche Silver Spring. The 968 is very near and dear to me. My first visit to a Porsche dealership was in 1994 for my 12th birthday. The fact that this car is a model year 94 makes it all the more special. 1994 was a great year for Porsche as they won Le Mans in a Dower-prepared 962, and it was the only year that a 968 competed in the famed 24-hour race. The 968 that raced was a Turbo RS model, one of 3 factory cars, not including the original prototype. This 968 and I have a very special history.
Well, I bought the car as a daily driver, and I did a lot of the simple servicing myself and any updates that the car needs. So I would stop by occasionally to buy parts over the counter here at the dealer, and ran into you a couple times in the parking lot. And in those, you complimented me on the car and mentioned to me that if I ever was interested in selling the car, to make sure to contact you.
Upon digging through the service records, we could see that Dave spent a lot of time and money keeping the car running as it should have from the factory. Multiple belt changes, oil changes, and the biggest of all was replacing the transmission damper, which suffered a catastrophic failure. Dave was the 4th owner of our 968, and at 17 years, its longest caretaker. Our 968 has nearly 157,000 miles on it, and nearly every metal panel features original paint. The only panels that are not original are the hood and driver's side fender. Those 2 panels were damaged when the car was being serviced very early in its life, and I have documentation of those in the service records. As you can see from our binder, the service records are very meticulous, dating back to nearly day 1. The only thing we are missing is the original Monroney label. You can see from the Porsche specification sheet that we do have all of the information on the car as it left from the factory. As the paint on the car is only original once, we decided the best way to move forward with our 968 was to preserve the car rather than to restore it. We removed all of the plastic panels from the car and resprayed them as they were tired and discolored. Adding the painted rear spoiler is a terrific option that should have been put on the car from the factory. Mechanically, the car needed help. We did an oil analysis and discovered that even at 157,000 miles, the engine's rings and bearings were in great shape. This led to a top-end rebuild and a complete resealing of the engine. In addition to this, we did a full belt service, rebuilt the fuel injectors, replaced the variocam guides, and replaced the transmission damper that Dave did many, many years ago. The interior had some interesting touches from the previous owners that were remedied using all original parts through the Porsche Classic catalog. This included a new PCCM radio, fresh speakers, a new rear headliner, and brand new floor mats. Luckily, I had a set of late 80s sports seats in my basement for the better part of a decade. With the help of an upholsterer, we were able to graft the deeper bolster infrastructure from the sports seats onto our power seats, and then we had them recovered in the same partial leather marble gray as they would have come from the factory. From a vehicle performance standpoint, our 968 features a full 928 GTS braking system. This includes 928 GTS front calipers, 964 turbo front rotors. We rebuilt the rear calipers and added MO30 cross-drilled rear brake rotors. To allow the system to work correctly, we utilized a 533 proportioning valve from the 928 GTS to direct more braking power to the rear of the vehicle to compensate for the larger front brake calipers. Our changes to the braking system are the same changes that Porsche made to the 14 968 Turbo S cars, and it was very close to the fly yellow car that raced at Le Mans. We also added factory MO30 sway bars and upgraded to 17-inch Cup 2 wheels with fresh Michelin tires. We are very thankful to have had this opportunity to bring back our 157,000-mile Porsche 968 back to its former glory. We utilized all parts from the Porsche parts catalog. We updated some of the systems in the vehicle, and I can assure you it's going to enjoy another 157,000 miles. We look forward to seeing you in Chicago.